Good morning, everybody. It's Charlie, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone's doing all right today. As always, it's time for another instalment of Bitesize Leeds. You know how it goes, people. All the latest goings on in the wonderful world of Leeds United Football Club, transfer news, general news about Leeds United. It all goes down on Bitesize Leeds. So then we've got a few bits that I'd just like to go through on today's upload. But just before we do that, smash that like button, please subscribe, share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and let's get right into it. So then, guys, let's get into it. First up is a potential outgoing at Leeds that I would like to discuss briefly, and that is Helder Costa. Obviously, as we all know, Helder Costa did spend all of last season on loan at Valencia in Spain, where it was quite a unsuccessful loan spell for him. I believe he did play quite a number of games, but his output in terms of goals and assists was not what they expected. There was reports halfway through the season that they could look to make it a permanent deal, but based on how he finished the season, I don't think that's going to be the case. So Leeds are probably going to look at moving Helder Costa on, as reported by the Daily Mail. Also, in that report, which I thought was staggering, it indicated that Helder Costa is on a reported £46,000 a week at Leeds United. And when I worked that out, that's nearly 200 grand a month just for Helder Costa, which that's just mind-boggling. It's a real shame for Helder. You know, his contributions in that promotion season I thought were really good. Took him a while to ease himself in, but once he was in our team, I thought, especially in the games behind closed doors towards the end of that promotion season, I thought it was brilliant. And he played a key part in helping Leeds United get promoted. Even in the first season in the Premier League, you know, he did start off well. He scored a few goals, provided some assists. But I think the signing of Raphinha hindered his opportunities at Leeds United, unfortunately, and he was naturally phased out of the team. I think the only games that he did play were games where Raf was obviously injured, suspended, or for some reason just couldn't make it because of Brazil or something like that. I do remember him making an appearance against Man City at the Etihad when Stuart Dallas scored that brace. But since we've been promoted, he hasn't really done much, has he? And I do think he is a player that Leeds will look to move on, especially with this new system. Even if we did implement a 4-2-3-1, I think a lot of Leeds fans will agree that Helder Costa is not someone that we would even want to make a sub appearance from. I think with subs, you've got to be having a look at someone that you think can impact a game if needed. I don't think Helder Costa's the one. It's weird because at Wolves, he did well in the Championship. He came up and he didn't do so well. And it's the same thing with Leeds. We bought him for 16 million, so it's definitely going to be a loss. Whatever we get in for him, I reckon we could probably get about 7 or 8 million for him for a foreign team, or even a decent Championship team could take him again. You know, who knows? I don't want a loan for him this time. I just want him off of the wage bill, especially if that 40 odd grand a week, that could go on a different player. It could go on, it could go towards a transfer fee, anything. It could go into the club. Anything is better than paying Helder Costa 46 grand a week. So yeah, that's all I will say on that one. We'll move it on. Next thing that I just want to discuss is James Tarkowski of Burnley. Apparently, Leeds United may be considering hijacking Everton and Newcastle's pursuit of James Tarkowski in order to lure him to Ellen Road. This is one that I can see has caused a bit of debate on social media within Leeds United fan base. I'm on the fence with this one. I'm not 100% sure. But then there's there's pros and cons. Obviously, the con is that we've already got a lot of centre halves. I do think that is one position, weirdly, that we don't need to strengthen in. I think we've got enough centre halves at the minute. And I think if we did sign him, it could hinder the progression of Charlie Cresswell and Helder as well. But the pro is that this is my personal opinion anyway, I would look at moving Diego Llorente on. Some people might think, he's a Spanish international, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get that. But I'm just basing it off what I see in front of me at Ellen Road or even away games that are on TV or whatever. I think he's too erratic. I think his passing out from the back is woeful a lot of the time. His one-on-one defending isn't great either. When you think to the first season in the Premier League, when him and Strout formed that partnership towards the end of last season, it was brilliant. His passing, his overall defending, his overall game was great. This season, it's took a massive dip. And yeah, James Tarkowski might not be the Hollywood signing that everybody wants, but he's got Premier League experience. He's got experience of scrapping down that end of the table, which, yeah, I don't know. I know that Leeds don't want to be back there, but if we did, he's got experience. He's a leader. He's got England international experience as well. That's not me saying that I'm agreeing with it. I'm just trying to look at it on both sides of the coin. He is heavily linked with Everton and Newcastle, though. So if I'm honest, I don't think Leeds will get him. It's just I've seen a lot of outlets reporting that Leeds United are in for him, so that's why I thought I'd discuss it. But if I'm being deadly honest, I do anticipate him to move to either Everton or Newcastle over Ellen Road. And finally, on this upload, people, the final thing that I'd like to discuss this morning is that apparently Barcelona are no longer interested in the signing of Raphinha from Leeds United, as they've apparently replaced him with Angel Di Maria from PSG as a potential transfer target, as they do feel that the deal with Leeds is going to be more complicated than what they want. So who'd have thought a few seasons back that Barcelona would be struggling to sign a player from Leeds United who is a Brazilian international? Who would have thought that in the Hockaday days, the Uwe Rosler days, the Steve Evans days? God. But yeah, that is the case at the minute. But then I've seen something else as well, that apparently someone from Barcelona is flying over to Leeds to have talks about getting a deal done. So who knows what's happening from the Barcelona side of things, but it looks like it's going to be very complicated for them to make a deal with us. They see, I think Di Maria's a free agent now. I think either that or his fee is not going to be as much as the one that Leeds United are asking for. I think Barca think that we're asking for too much, which we're definitely not. 60 million minimum, 55, 60 million minimum is what we would need for Raphinha. And apparently, according to The Athletic, Leeds United are going to be very firm on that, which is good. Just because it's Barcelona, we can't let them, fool us. We can't let them, boss things about in this deal. Leeds United need to be firm and stand their ground, which I do think they will. But another team that are apparently in for Raph now, as well as a result of this, is Liverpool. We've kind of known that they've had a little eye on him for a while now. But obviously, as Sadio Mane does look like he'll be leaving for Bayern Munich, obviously that's a place that they would need to fill. And apparently Klopp is a big admirer of Raphinha, which I'm sure a lot of coaches around Europe are. And he does feel that it would be a good replacement for Mane. Now, I think it's more likely that he goes to Barcelona over any Premier League club. I can't see him going to another Premier League team. I may be wrong. If the likes of City, Chelsea and Liverpool do come in. I think, with Chelsea and Man United, yes, the big rivals of Leeds, but I don't think Raf owes us anything in that respect. Again, people might not agree with that. But it's different if Phillips went to a Chelsea or a Man United. That's different. He's a Leeds lad, a Leeds fan, and his reputation at Leeds would be massively affected in a negative way if he did join either of those teams. Whereas with Raphinha, I don't think it would be as a bitter pill to swallow. But again, I may be wrong. I just don't see him moving on to another Premier League team. I think if he leaves, it will be for Barcelona, or at least a different European team. But again, hit me up in the comment section, guys, with what you think of the topics that I've discussed in today's video. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you're brand new. Go check out the membership that is available on Chatting Leeds. It's £1.99 a month. I'm really enjoying the engagement on socials and on YouTube as well recently, guys. So keep it coming. It's really good to see. And I will see you on tomorrow morning's instalment at 8 o'clock again. And I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.